Gaming is a powerful tool for escape, connection, and adventure. But what if I told you there's a hidden impact on anxiety that most gamers don't know about? And more importantly, there are ways in which you can address this without giving up gaming. I'm Mike Berger, also known as Berger Games on social media, and I am a licensed social worker that investigates the connection between psychology and gaming. Today we're going to look at some research-based insight on how gaming affects our mental state and practical little-known strategies to make gaming less of a stress trigger and more of a positive outlet. The effects of gaming on the brain are pretty complex. One study out of Stanford showed that fast-paced gaming, specifically first-person shooters, can overstimulate the amygdala. This is the brain's fight or flight center. In fact, this reaction can be so intense sometimes that it creates an emotional spillover. This is where the heightened stress state that you're in during gameplay spills over into your daily life long after you've logged off. Research published in Computers and Human Behavior have shown that competitive gaming in particular may reinforce this heightened state of alertness, causing what some are now calling gamer anxiety, an anxious feeling that can last hours, especially if you've gone through a roller coaster of a lot of wins and losses during that time. So if this is a problem, what can we do about it? Well, don't worry, I'm going to give you 3 different solutions you can potentially use to counteract this gamer anxiety. One of the first strategies I'd like to provide you is something called biofeedback. And biofeedback is a pretty fancy word that many people think of large machines that are taking a look at brainwave patterns, but that's not necessarily true. In fact, biofeedback can be as simple as taking your pulse before and after a match. Psychologists have found over time that in many different aspects of life, if you take your pulse during or after your activity, it can give you valuable insight into how you are reacting to any type of stimuli or trigger. So if you notice a spike when you're gaming, it could be a good time to take just a small break. Or if you don't want to do that and you want to keep gaming, you can also do grounding strategies in between each competitive round. Grounding strategies are as simple as feeling your feet flat on the floor. Are they in a shoe? Are they in a sock? Paying attention to how your feet are feeling and drawing your attention to that part of your body. You can also use your breath as a way to ground yourself and just pay attention to your breathing. For some, that's incredibly helpful. For others, that might actually spike their anxiety. So know yourself well and know whether that is a grounding technique you'd like to use. Me personally, I love utilizing sound in my environment. So I'll take off my headphones and I will listen to what is around me and what I can hear in my general environment. And that's a perfectly good grounding technique. These are all techniques that you can utilize to regulate yourself and reset the fight or flight response. Another technique you take advantage of is something that I mentioned previously, and taking a micro break, even if it's just 10 or 15 seconds. This is a really great technique if you've died 5 times in a row in a multiplayer match and you're starting to feel your heart rate start to escalate. We've all been there. A study in Human Factors showed that even a break of a second long can help you to regain cognitive functioning and help your brain cool down. It's basically a way to give your brain tiny rest intervals, so you're less likely to experience burnout or stress buildup. These might seem like really simple techniques, and that's because they are. And some of you are listening to me and you're like, well, duh, that makes sense. But in practice, most people don't utilize these. These techniques may seem small, but they can make big changes in the long run. This next one is all about mindset. Research in sports psychology, and this does apply to gaming, shows that reframing losses can actually change how your brain processes failure. Instead of seeing your loss as a defeat, think of it as leveling up your skills. Studies on athletes show that a growth mindset can help reduce performance anxiety. And surprise, surprise, this is just as relevant in competitive gaming. So next time you take a hit, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? That shift rewires your brain to see setbacks as part of the process. Gaming can be a really powerful tool for relaxation and growth, and it doesn't have to come at the expense of your mental health. Biofeedback, micro breaks, growth mindset, these are only just a few ways of keeping your gaming experience a positive one. And if you're looking to take advantage of the psychology of video games in your everyday life, check out my new course on my website, burgergames.com, where I teach you how to gamify your life. There you will find techniques on how to boost your motivation, manage stress, and thrive in everyday life using gamified techniques supported by psychology. Head over to my website and subscribe with your email to get news on every course that I plan on building in the future. I'm Burger Games. Let's level up in-game and in life. Hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and I will see you again soon.